I have dedicated my professional career to the study and control of arthropods.
Hey, I decided to make another video this weekend. This time I want to talk about the Second Commandment, in the big Ten Commandments as given to Moses. This one, there's a reason why, and I'll talk about it in just a second here, but I'm going to just read it right out of the New Oxford Annotated Bible. Here, this is Exodus 20, verse 4, You shall not make for yourself an idol, whether in the form of anything that is in heaven or above, heaven above, or that is on the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. You shall not bow down to them or worship them, for I am the Lord your God, and am a jealous God, punishing children for the iniquity of their parents. Okay, it goes on and on. Now, this is really interesting to me because, first of all, I think in its implications, it's actually one of the most profound of all of the commandments. I took I'm going to talk some background here again, as usual. I took a course in as an undergraduate. I graduated from a Christian college. Isn't that funny? Got my Bachelor of Science degree from a Christian college, and I had to take a class to graduate. I put it off to the last because I didn't want to take it, which was there was a mandatory religious credits were required for graduation for any degree. And I took the class I took was History of the Old Testament. I believe was the name of the course, and the professor teaching the class, Dr. Newman, was just an amazing person, and I ended up loving the class. It was probably my favorite class I took as an undergraduate. I dove right into. I loved it. In fact, the Bible I just showed, in fact, was one of the required texts for this course. And we, so we went into just incredible detail with history and deeper meaning. And the professor to me, I hold him up as the gold standard by which I judge all other Christians I've ever subsequently met, because this man was the icon of tolerance and respect and understanding and knowledge and willingness to hear other. I told him right off the bat, I'm an atheist, and he stated, well, everybody has their own path. He was that kind of Christian, which I know some of you fundies out there mock, which makes me, despise you even more. Anyway, but the point is that this class was great. And one of the things he covered in that class is we went through the Ten Commandments, and he talked about the commandment, but not just, he went into what it meant, not just now, as people interpret it. There's that whole Ten Commandment thing that, like, Christians seem to like to post up or put on blocks or whatever. But there's not an understanding of it. What does it mean in context? What did it mean to a Jew living, 3,000 years ago? What did that actually mean to them inside? What did they take from it? What did it mean when it was written? Has the meaning changed over time? What does it mean now? He addressed all of these for each of them. We went into just excruciating detail on these commandments, and so I found it quite fascinating, this going through these commandments. And what I want to talk about with this Second Commandment, which I think is really interesting about it, is that on a very superficial level, it's sort of simple. It's don't carve a god and worship it. It sounds pretty simplistic. And I suppose maybe at the time, that level of simplicity, it was functional, was practical. All other, the nations around them carved gods, worshipped idols, things they could see. And I think, but when it was explained in sort of the depth behind it, was that, first of all, this was a difference between Judaism and the other religions in that their God was not something you could touch. It wasn't made of wood or stone or gold. It was an invisible God, and deliberately so, deliberately a God that couldn't be seen, and but then on a more sort of a deeper level, he took the profundity of it. Is that if if the commandment wasn't there, if the Jews were like the other religions, then the human tendency would be to carve a god, make an image of Jehovah, and worship that. If that makes sense. And what's sort of wrong with that, from a theological standpoint, is that image, the symbol of God, becomes more important than God himself. So it's worshiping the symbol, it's worshiping the image. And so as Dr. Newman went into detail about this, talking about sort of how this is now interpreted by modern Jews, and in a theological context, is that it's beyond it goes beyond religion. It's this there's a need, a desire in human beings to make a symbol. We're symbolic. We have a concept, we make a symbol of that concept, and we sometimes fall into the trap of putting the symbol above what the concept is, whether it be religion, whether it be the state, whether it be whatever it is. We have a tendency to do this. I guess a good analogy is money. A dollar bill is a symbol of actual wealth. It's just a piece of paper with ink. It's a symbol of something. But what it's a symbol for is your accumulated wealth, your worth, how much you've earned, worked, accumulated. And the symbol sometimes, love of money is the root of all evil kind of a concept, where the actual physical paper becomes more important than what it represents. And then, so this is really, really interesting. And I'm going to get to what sort of full circle. There was a video by J.B. Bremerton. I'm not trying to, well, I guess I am picking on the guy, but I'm not really picking on him. But, he made a video about hearing the Star-Spangled Banner playing at a school and how disgusted he was that people were just kind of walking around doing their normal things instead of sort of stopping and closing their eyes and bowing their head like he was. And I think that there's an irony in that, because you often meet these right-wing authoritarian type personalities, and with that personality type is the love of symbols. They have this sort of nationalism that's inherent in the symbols, like the flag, which is just a piece of cloth, is a symbol of our nation. But often you hear about these, flag burning amendments, or don't wear there's a bunch of things where they've taken what is a piece of cloth and a symbol of our country and freedom, and they make the symbol more important than the thing that it represents. And likewise, our national anthem, it's a collection of notes. Yes, it's a symbol of our country. It symbolizes the ideals of our country, but it's just a song. The flag is just a cloth. When you start putting the symbol above what it represents, you're worshiping a false idol. That's what it means. That's what that commandment comes down to. So it's ironic that so many fundamentalist Christians, whether it be the cross, whether it be the actual physical Bible, whether it be the nation, the flag, they are creating idols, and then they're worshiping those idols. And they don't see it as that, but that's exactly what it is as that commandment was understood. They are supporting a symbol of something above what that symbol represents. And I think it's really, really funny. So anyway, I'm going to end this now. Thank you.